Good morning. This is Diana with Effective Dog Behavior. I'm out here with Lucy, and I didn't sleep good last night. I didn't sleep much, so I'm in need of some comfort, and hopefully Lucy will join me here in a second, so that I can give her some comfort and she can give me some comfort. Hi Lucy, come here, bud. And then I'll talk about what I'm doing. Lucy, come here. Hang on, guys. Thank you, Lucy. Hi. So, as I said, this right now is for me as much as it is for Lucy. There's a chemical process that happens in the brain while you're doing this. I didn't sleep good, and I had a really bad dream as well. So this is what I need right now, and this is what I'm gonna give Lucy. What happens when you pet like this is there's some release of chemicals, of neurotransmitters in the brain. And question came up on Facebook the other day about petting increasing the release or promoting the release of dopamine. And I'm not a neuroscientist, and it could be possible that there is some release, but as far as I know, dopamine is mostly a chemical that helps us anticipate things. So when I pet Lucy like this, she's not anticipating the petting because she's already feeling it. So if anything, the dopamine would slow down, because this would be called the consumatory phase. And in the consumatory phase, dopamine release slows down a little bit. Lucy, come here. Now, Lucy, come here. I want to demonstrate that. So if I go like this to pet, then every time I take my hand away, dopamine and anticipation will go up again. As soon as I touch, it will go down again. And so there's a fluctuation. There's a fluctuation between what's called the appetitive phase, which is anticipating something, and the consumatory phase, which is satisfying that anticipation, which means that you're getting what you anticipated. However, petting does release two extremely important feel-good chemicals. One is oxytocin, which helps you feel more confident. The other one is opioids. Opioids produced in the brain or released in the brain, which helps you feel good. So when we pet our dog, when I pet my dogs, I don't take my hand away. I just keep my hand on them and I keep rubbing nice, deep, slow movements. Because when I pet my dogs, I want it to be the ultimate bonding experience. Let's go. Thank you. I want it to be the ultimate bonding experience. And that means I want the dopamine to be a little slower, the dopamine release, so that she doesn't anticipate so much. But when she gets this slowdown in dopamine, she gets an increase in oxytocin and in opioids. And the same thing happens in me. That's why I said I need for Lucy to comfort me right now, because I didn't sleep good. So how does this help me when I interact with my dogs on a daily basis. And this is pretty much one of the things that we always try to get at when we talk about affective dog behavior, is that we can utilize the emotional systems in the brain to we can utilize them in our everyday lives. So not only am I comforting her and she's comforting me, which is the care system, I also do this bonding stuff before I let her go off leash. The reason why I do that, if your connection with your dog, if your off-leash connection is based on the treats that you have in your pocket, then you need to make sure that those treats in your pocket are of much higher value than anything that's out there in the environment. And I promise you, Lucy has a very strong nose. Her triggers, there are millions of triggers out there. And treats will not keep her by my side, and treats will not keep her close, and treats will not get her to return. Because there are dead rabbits, dead deer, there are live rabbits to chase, there are gopher holes, in the summer there are grasshoppers, there's all kinds of stuff. My treats are not valuable enough to connect her with me more than what she would be driven by the environment. This here, this connection, opioids, think about it. Opioids are a pretty heavy duty drug. Opioids and the confidence that she's getting through oxytocin. If she moves too far away, so right now I'm increasing that. I'm not gonna increase it to the point where she wants to leave my side. Because once the opioid reaches a certain level, then the animal becomes more antisocial, because you don't want to overload the brain with opioids, okay? So before she starts moving away from me, that's when I take her off leash. Because then I know that she stays close enough. She's still pro-social at that point. And she stays close enough because she does not want to break that chemical tie that we have built, that chemical bond. This is emotional bonding. This is utilizing emotional systems. And I needed that. And Lucy was good. See how she's got 12 foot of leash. She's not walking away. That's what the neurochemicals do. If I pet her, if I were to let her, see how she's ready to move away now? Because I did a lot of petting. If I take her off the leash now, she's gonna roam a little further. But still not far enough to where she just takes off. And she's still going to be in a pro-social state, enough of it that she keeps an eye on me. Because after all, once those opioid levels in the brain go down again, then they actually want to be replenished again. And that's why petting your dog, especially in a certain way, is so important. Lucy, come on. This right now is strictly dopamine. Driving her to seek something, driving her to look for something that's beneficial for her. Either exciting, playfully exciting, or food, or there's a culvert. So right now she's sniffing in there. There could be something that's in there that's alive. This is my shake off. You can't see it right now. I'm sorry. And she's circling around. Still seeking. Oh, now she found a gopher hole. But the nice thing is, the bond that we have just created Despite all the other stuff out there right now, the bond is still there. Lucy. And I do allow her to do this. For one thing, it's fun for her. Secondly, I don't have to trim her nails. And guess what? I can even join her. There's nothing that says you can't join your dog in having fun, you know? Actually, that's more bonding. You're doing things together. You are interested in things together. But I do have to get her home because I have 4 more dogs to walk before I go to work. So I'm gonna walk away. I just petted her again. I'm gonna walk away. Let's see what happens. Bye, Lucy. Bye, Lucy. Thank you. Thank you, girl. Thank you, Lucy. Come here. And now I'm going to give her a treat. Thank you. Because her seeking was still very active. And so now I gave her a treat. This is Diana with Effective Dog Behavior. I hope you have a good day. Bye.